Okay, so this is a bit of an unusual video. I just wanted to take a minute and talk with you openly and honestly about some channel stuff, some life stuff. In terms of how I think the YouTube channel went this year, it's a bit of a mixed bag. This was a crazy year. We had a lot happen, and we were still able, for the majority of the year, to put out 2 episodes a week, which is the most we've ever been able to do consistently. I'm just really thrilled at what we were able to pull off in regards to that. A little bit disappointed because YouTube kind of, as some of you may be aware, changed up its algorithm a couple different times, and it did us absolutely no favors. Near the beginning of the year, we were kind of on an upward swing in terms of subscribers and views, just really building some momentum. And it was absolutely crushing to see that just get kneecapped as soon as the algorithm change hit. And then we would slowly build back up again, and then boom, another algorithm change hit. It's absolutely been a difficult year in terms of growth and really reaching an audience. On the life side, things have gone really well. We, as some of you are aware, we moved to Vancouver from Montreal. We both work in the film industry, and so sometimes you have to move, as these jobs can often be on a gig-by-gig basis. It was just the right time to make the move to Vancouver. The move went very well. Things are going good. We're both working at different studios right now. Things are good. However, this channel, there are gonna be some changes in store for this channel next year. It's hard for me to determine whether or not running the YouTube channel is actually worth my time. What I mean by that is, the reason I started the channel in the first place was in order to build an audience for my short films that I wanted to make. And unfortunately, from then to now, YouTube has put so many roadblocks in front of small creators that I've had to increasingly spend more and more time on the channel and just desperately trying to continuously make high quality content, regularly post, splash it across all the social media accounts. Just the channel itself existed to create a community around our short animated films. But instead of that happening, I've had to spend most of my time just struggling to keep this YouTube channel afloat, and it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. It feels like there are diminishing returns in terms of views and subscribers, and then on top of that, as the demands ramp up due to algorithmic shifts and just the constant need to be creating something, I've spent less and less time actually doing what I set out to do in the first place, which was make short animated films. So next year is going to have some pretty big changes for the channel. This year, we tried really hard to ramp things up, put out more videos, make the videos higher quality, add some educational content. We added a whole new show, Creature Bites, which is just interviews with people in and around the creative industry, mostly in the film industry and the animation industry, as a resource for people studying or people already in the industry looking for encouragement or clarification. All of this extra time and all of these extra videos have not resulted in much of an audience expansion, and if anything, have just kind of distracted me from what I really want to do anyway. So next year is going to look very different for the channel. We are going to change from our regular 2 videos a week. By the end of next year, it'll be about 2 videos a month. I'm sorry. We're still going to be creating some of the things that you love. Cinema Cemetery is going to be largely unchanged. We're not going anywhere with that one. That's our favorite show too, and the numbers show that if you're a subscriber of ours, that's yours as well. Knee Jerk and Should You See's are largely going to be put on hiatus. There are enough movie reviewers out there. I don't know that we're adding anything new to the conversation when we review movies. I love talking about movies. I love discussing their qualities, and I love seeing new ones, but we're not really building an audience with it, and it's also not tying directly into what we want to do anyway. Creature Bites are going to stay. I accidentally filmed enough interview material to last me all through next year. However, the format is going to change. Instead of being these little tiny snippets from our conversation, it'll start out being that same exact format that you've had at the beginning of 2019, but by the end of 2019, it's actually going to be full, long conversations with the people I'm interviewing. So the videos will be quite long. They will be edited down so that the conversation is concise and there's not a lot of dead time. But at the same time, we're not going to be sort of like dripping them out over the course of the year as we did for 2018. Now, since I already have a bunch edited in that old format, it's going to start out in 2019 with what you are familiar with, but it'll shift after the first 2 or 3 months into the new format for Creature Bites. Now, Ginger and Rose is an interesting show. I initially wanted to include it as a way of kind of being an aside. You have all of this movie-specific content, but then Ginger and Rose was like a little sneak peek into my life, into Katie's life, and gave maybe a bit more insight into our personalities. So you could enjoy the video content, but then you could also kind of get to know the people behind it. That was the initial intention. It's gonna change a little bit. While I've loved some of the videos we've made, especially the ones about our cats, I rewatch those occasionally. They're only kittens once and they grow so fast. Next year, we are gonna spend the majority of the year, that extra time that we have from not making the videos that we would normally be making, and we're gonna be throwing that into our short film, Nature Hates You, which is ideally coming out Halloween 2019. And our Ginger and Roses are going to be behind the scenes of our process making it. You'll have an episode every month or so that will give you a look into where we are with it, you know, how the short is coming along. And you can take this journey with us from the beginning of Nature Hates You, the very conception of the idea, to the final released short in October. For those of you who are subscribed and do watch our videos regularly, which I assume the people watching this video, if you've gotten this far in the video, then you're probably one of those. And I just gotta say thank you so much. I am making things to be seen. You know, we work on these things because we want to reach people. We want to entertain, we want to educate, we want to learn, we want to grow, and you're along there with us. And we appreciate that so much. So long story short, we are not going anywhere. The channel is going to change. You're going to get fewer updates from us. One way you can stay on top of that is by, I guess, hitting the bell icon, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Good luck with that on YouTube. We have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, so that way when we do release a video, it won't get lost in the shuffle if you want to follow us on those. I promise we're not super spammy. But yeah, next year is going to be largely focused on getting Nature Hates You out there, changing the channel so that it's more supportive of the content we're trying to create as people, rather than just creating a YouTube channel for the sake of having a YouTube channel. All we can do right now is just thank you for being part of our audience. Thank you for looking forward to what we're gonna make in the future. It's time for Hungry Creature Productions to focus on being the animation studio that we wanna be. So yeah, thank you very much, and here's to an awesome 2019.